What screams I'm educated, but not very smart. My sister is a well-respected lawyer in our city and runs her own firm. She also thought that she wouldn't get sunburned when driving her convertible because she was moving. When someone insists that there is one way to do something and won't entertain any other methods, usually, they want to only do things the way they were taught and have spent years mastering. If you introduce a new way, even if it's better, they're intimidated because they doubt their own ability to learn it. They have learned the rote motions, but not the underlying concepts. Work smart, not hard. A lot of age-old bureaucracy within businesses rests on people benefiting from rejecting innovation. I used to work in a thrift store, and one time we had a customer who wanted to be let into the store 10 minutes early. We told him no, and eventually he came back when we actually opened. He then started ranting to us about how customer service should work, and how we were going to go out of business because we didn't know how to put the customer first. He went on to say that he was smarter than all of us because he went to Harvard. Bonus, when he went to check out, he was buying a teacup that was marked $5. He asked me if I could lower the price, and when I told him that all prices are final, he answered with this gem, "It's always no with you, isn't it?" Dear Lord, I hope you answered yes. And watched his head explode. I took a class on this subject once, therefore, I know what I'm talking about. This is a good one. People who are educated and smart are more likely to know exactly how much they don't know. My psych professor told a joke about this. When you take intro to psychology, you learn you can psychoanalyze anybody. When you receive your master's in psychology, you learn that you can't. I work for a college. We had a lady come in and get all bitchy with us because we're legally not allowed to give her details of her child's account. FERPA laws. She started saying really shitty things about how we just don't care about anything except money or something. Yeah right EK. So when we still refuse to literally break the law for her, she goes, "I don't need you all ganging up on me. I probably have more degrees than all of you combined." She said she was a psychologist and thus understood privacy laws, but didn't understand that similar laws exist for education. She was a cunt. We laughed about that one for a while. We had an office manager several years ago that liked to tell the admin staff that she was better because of her master's degree. I proceeded to print up degrees for everyone and every object in the office. My favorite was the one posted on the wall above the water cooler granting the machine a master's in hydration from the Culligan University. The college-educated stay-at-home mom who has an exciting business opportunity to tell you about that will allow you to work from home, set your own hours, and get as much out of your business as you put into it. They bring up their high school grades if they ever feel their intelligence is challenged. My ACT is 33. Okay, but you have set the communal microwave on fire 3 times because your cup is metal. Being able to spout many facts, but being unable to follow basic logic. As I get older, I'm starting to worry I'm actually a dumb person who's been told he's smart his whole life for this exact reason. You even being worried about that likely makes you more intelligent than a very large portion of people. Arguing over pedantic details instead of discussing the actual topic. For example, when you're making an argument and the other person retorts by criticizing your grammar or your exact use of a word, not a gentle correction, but as evidence that your argument is not valid because you misused a word. They never end up discussing the real argument or thought. They're usually either A, trying to prove their intelligence and doubt their ability to really discuss the topic, or B, they're easily distracted by small mistakes. Either way, an intelligent person can hone in on the underlying meaning of what someone says without getting bogged down by unimportant details. My neighbor told me he went to doctor school. That one still makes me pause. He probably just thinks you're retarded. Oh, my friend's ex was exactly that. She went something like this: "My husband, you can have good grades and still be stupid. We're talking about college. Ex-friend, that's literally impossible. If you have good grades it means you're smart or you wouldn't get good grades. I have straight A's. I am not stupid." 5 minutes later. Ex-friend, "Hey, I have to deliver a letter to the post office. Go over there right now." Me, "But it's 6 AM on a Sunday." Ex-friend, "So?" Me, "They're closed." Why don't you just put it in the mailbox? Ex-friend, there's a check in here to pay my bill. It's almost $150. I'm not putting it in a mailbox. Just go to the post office. And we went to the post office and watched her shock and awe that the doors were locked. She also asked if we had any stamps and got upset why none of us had spare stamps on us. Buying the most expensive car you can afford directly after entering the workforce. Or house. Or really any big purchase when if you're drowning in student debt. A smart person knows I gotta pay this shit back. And wow, if I pay it back sooner than later, I save some money. A well-educated, not very smart person says that will get paid back, but look at all this dough I'm making now. Time to let everyone else know. I know a guy who bought a Ford Raptor with every option right out of trade school, laid off less than a year later and had it repoed. Teacher in the staff room telling her co-workers she had a tutor from infant school up until she finished her degree. Then went on to argue only capital cities can host the Olympics. Demanding respect for having a degree. Having a good job but still living paycheck to paycheck. Financing a new car every year. Going all out on holidays too frequently. Eating out every meal. Yeah, they were educated to get the great job, but not very smart to still be struggling with finances. People who think something is immoral cause it's illegal. We had a discussion in one of my first classes in university about what's more immoral, a man who steals money to pay for his wife's medicine cause she's about to die, or a man who tricks an old rich person with Alzheimer's to give him his inheritance, claiming he's his son so he can buy a new Ferrari. I thought it was a relatively simple question. I think it's pretty clear the man who cheated an old dude with Alzheimer's is more immoral, cause all his actions follow pure selfish reasoning. So I shared my opinion first, and everyone in my group looked kinda confused, partially cause I'm bad at explaining shit verbally, and they all disagreed and said the other dude was more immoral cause he was breaking the law, while the other guy was shitty, but he didn't break the law so technically he wasn't immoral. I decided to keep my mouth shut cause they were all set in it, and it still scares me to think about. Smart people know how much they don't know. Smart people are also generally less self-conscious about appearing stupid. If we're having a technical discussion and a smart person doesn't know an acronym or whatever, they won't hesitate to ask for clarification. A stupid person is more likely to try to feign understanding. People who can very artfully argue a point, but who simplify the issues involved down to the point that their conclusions are severely flawed. Sure, Karen. Bob could plant the apple he got from Suzy and see a massive return in investment over a 10-year period. The issue is that Bob hasn't eaten in 2 days and he's been given a single apple. Realistically, what the hell do you think he's going to do with it? Bob can still eat the apple and plant the core of the apple though. Deletes your comment. People who think they win online debates because the other person isn't typing grammatically. People who think they win online debates. You'll never change someone's mind online. However, other people who read your argument can have their opinions formed by seeing two sides argue about something. First of all, we need a quick reminder. Brilliance is when a mind's process is unique. Recall is having on hand each little fact you seek. Intelligence is raw power, how fast minds think and grow. Knowledge is how smart you are, it's how much you know. Wit is the talent to use each creatively. Wisdom is to understand, you're still dumber than me. As such, at least to my mind, if a person has a large vocabulary, then they are smart. If they don't know how to use that vocabulary, though, then they are still pretty dumb. TLDR, smart people know a lot of stuff. Intelligent people can figure stuff out. I worked a senior IT position where the most clueless co-workers were always certified in the tech they were clueless with. It became a running joke where myself and another guy printed certs for each other for the most basic things such as certified printer paper technician, certified to turn it off and on again administrator, certified Keurig coffee brewing specialist, and my favorite, certified to certify others. We put a lot of care into making them look good, and put words like certified and such in big font while putting the BS the cert was for in a tiny font. I hung mine all over my office and had company executives and such compliment me several times about how the amount of certs that I had was truly impressive. Only the CEO actually read any of them and he thought it was pretty funny. There's a lot of smart people that have problems once they get to university because they never took the time to develop decent study habits. They coasted through high school on intelligence alone, but hit a brick wall once they realized how much more work uni requires. I ain't doing very well in either category, so I don't judge.